my name is Christina and you're watching Proud Book Lion, and today I'm doing my creepy fall recommendations video. I really like the fall, kind of. I don't like that it's very cold. I like the leaves, and I usually get in this like creepy mood, so I listen to a lot of like cult podcasts and true crime and murder podcasts, and I'm probably gonna rewatch loads of BuzzFeed Unsolved videos, but that's kind of in the mood that I am right now. And if you're in that mood right now as well, I'm giving you recommendations based out of that mood, because I'm a mood reader. I pretty much read the books that I need to read in order to watch and be active or involved in a readathon or like in the different book clubs, and then I'm basically a mood reader. So if I have the book, or if my library, either my school or the library in my town has the book, it's that book. I don't really have a specific bar usually. Therefore, I'm giving you 5 books that I think fit my mood and this like creepy autumn fall mood. If you live in the southern hemisphere and it's currently spring, well, maybe you're still in this mood. I don't know, but here are the books. First up, I have The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding by Alexander Bracken, and it's middle grade. It's very Halloweeny. It's about this boy named Prosper, and he actually has a demon named Alistair inside of him. Alistair is very amusing, and he has the vocabulary that you would assume a fiend or a demon, about, how old is he? 500 years or something like that, would have. His best friend slash cousin Nell is a witch, and it's just really fun trying to see how Prosper is supposed to survive this and like not die and not be living with the demon inside of him, and just try to manage the whole thing about finding yourself and being yourself despite having a demon inside of you. That's pretty complicated. It's a really fun, easy, light-going read, but it has deeper like hidden messages that Alexander deals with very well, I think. It deals a lot with conscience and what's right and wrong, and I really love that aspect. I don't usually read middle grade, but this was such a fun read. Next up, I have Little Monsters by Kara Thomas, and if you love BuzzFeed Unsolved, this is the book for you, because it's basically who did it and when did it happen and how and why, and it's like, is it supernatural? Did the aliens do it? Or was it actually Casey? Or was it one of Casey's friends? Or another person living in this city? Because the thing is, Casey's friend ends up actually being murdered when she leaves a party that Casey was supposed to be at, but she wasn't actually invited, even though she was promised to become invited. So everything is a bit suspicious and things don't really add up. It's a really cool YA thriller or murder history, or you know what I'm talking about, investigation kind of book, and it was so well written and I really liked it. Next up, I have The Call by Peter O'Gillen, and this is an Irish-inspired book. It's a dystopian. It actually takes place in Ireland. The main character, he uses crutches, and one of the side characters is a vegetarian. I'm sorry, but as a vegan, I think that's really cool. I really like this book, and the thing is about it being inspired by Irish folklore. It's actually the fairies that are the evil villains, and it's about this thing that's called the call. So you get a call and then you get transported to the fairies world, and if you survive, well, congratulations, you get to live. However, it's 1 out of 10 that survive, so the children are actually being trained in order just to survive the call, and Ireland is separated from the rest of the world. So it's pretty bad for Ireland right now, because a lot of people don't survive the call, and like the children are being murdered, and they're not really sure why or how, and how do they even solve this, and how do they survive. And we get to follow this girl trying to survive, and I just loved it because they take the children to school in order to train, so we get all of them at this school. So there's a lot of like dynamics between friends slash enemies as well, not only the humans and fairies. Really cool, really creepy, really gruesome, and sometimes graphic book, so be aware of that before reading it. Next up, I have The Sacrifice by Paul Finch. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I love crime books. I love reading true crime, and I love reading like biographies about humans that have been through traumatic events, because I just think it's so very informative and you get so much out of them, even if it's not a pleasant read all the time, but I love reading crime books and I just adore crime books, and this was actually the first crime book that I ever read in English. It's basically about these weird killings that are happening. It starts with a man being burned alive at a bonfire, and it just kind of escalates, and we get to follow this Scottish, I believe he is. I'm not sure, but his name is like Heck or Heckenberg, and we get to follow him throughout this investigation that weirdly seems aligned with the calendar. So that's really cool, and it has like historic influences, and I love history, so it was just a lovely read. So if you're interested in crime books, pick Sacrifice up. Lastly, I'm finishing with The Fire Witness by Lars Kepler. This is the Swedish copy, and the author is actually a married couple, and they are Swedish, but they write under the synonym Lars Kepler, and I actually know that this is translated to English, so you'll be able to read it if you want to, even if you do not speak/read Swedish, which is totally fine. I absolutely love this book. I love all of Lars Kepler's books. They are really cool. The detective is called Jona Linne, and he is just really cool. In The Fire Witness, it's a girl that has been murdered at a home. They believe that she has been murdered with a hammer, as her head has been literally hacked up, which is gruesome, but it's as this like girls living with together that are like troubled girls home, so they believe that it's one of the girls, but they're not sure which one of the girls that committed it. So Jona Linne is the one that is supposed to figure that out. It's the third book in like the Jona Linne series, so if you want to read them in chronological order, do not start with The Fire Witness, but I personally haven't read them in chronological order, and I still loved every book that I read, so go ahead if you're interested in that. And I think that it's really cool that they have their books translated, because usually I'm not able to recommend you Swedish books and you're actually able to read them, so that feels nice for a change. So yeah, that was 5 kind of creepy books. I hope that you perhaps pick one of those up. If you don't, I hope you pick up a book that you truly enjoyed this season, whatever it is, if it's spring or actually autumn, like it is for me. Thank you so much for watching. Your support really means the world to me. I hope that you have a lovely day, /night, /whatever pod is for you. Bye!